Kick it.
Seismic events, digital dollars, and a shifting economic forecast. There is a lot unfolding today. Let's kick it off with the earthquake in Russia. Caused a little bit of a tsunami. They were predicting it could have been a bigger tsunami in Japan, Hawaii, the West Coast. And Oprah, who has a place in Maui, wouldn't open her road.
Look at this. I think they're trying to open Oprah's road. Come on, Oprah. Save us.
But look at all those. Look at all those face tattoos.
Yeah, Oprah wouldn't open her road for the guy with the face tattoos. Yeah, I don't blame her.
We better be careful. The inked up army will definitely come up after us.
Yeah. So, Oprah did ultimately. She had ultimately opened her road. This may have been a little bit of I don't know. It might be a little bit of criticism on her because apparently she opened it fairly quickly, but the news just got a hold of it and went nuts.
There was a 1.5-foot wave that came in.
From natural disasters to other news, let's talk political tremors because the White House is releasing their digital assets report today, and we're really excited about that. They're going to give guidance on what they're doing with the strategic Bitcoin reserve. We know that they have about $22 billion in seized Bitcoin that they're keeping and holding on to.
Well, that's what they say.
That's what they say.
The report's going to come out. What's the report going to say?
Ooh.
When was that? Was that like a week or two ago that came out that basically said that the White House was lying, saying that they didn't have as much? That they didn't have as much Bitcoin
maybe
as they
or somebody before they left their post sold it, or maybe it was some stuff sold that we didn't know.
Well, apparently they supposedly have 198,012 Bitcoin. Like that was the number.
198.
198,012.
Yeah,
which is hella Bitcoin.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, 200,000 Bitcoin is hella.
A lot of Bitcoin.
We were supposed to be the third or fourth.
Michael Saylor has 600,000.
I know, but the U.S. government was supposed to be the fourth largest holder.
But they're the first largest holder
in
countries. Yeah.
Well, there's also supposed to be some policy reform for stable coins that are pegged to the U.S. dollar. And I'm here for it, right? I think that this is a growing industry. If we can keep it emerging in the United States, that's good for us.
Yes.
When we were listening to that podcast with Brian Armstrong, the CEO of Coinbase, he was talking about imagine if all of the big companies like the Google, the Apple, the Microsoft, imagine if all of those companies were companies that were formed in China.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? And imagine if you went to Google and it was owned by China.
And that's how all these people lost so much money is because a lot of these the FTX and stuff, they were offshore. They all went offshore because they couldn't do it in America because they were regulated. And so they went offshore, and that's when they did all their sketchy things, and people lost a bunch of money because it wasn't here.
And you know what I love about it though too, just for all of the dollar fans out there, is so many people are like, oh, this is gonna destroy the dollar, and this and that. It's honestly quite the contrary when you plug into it, especially the Genius Act, USDT.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna sell a lot more of our treasuries.
Exactly.
Well, for sure.
It's digitizing the dollar is almost really what it's doing. But.
Yep.
Absolutely. We're here for it. But the job market is maybe giving the Fed some leeway to cut rates in September.
I am definitely here for that.
September? Why should be doing it in July?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. They're too busy remodeling their building with $2.5 billion of our money.
So some of the numbers on the jobs report, there were a 2-year decline in job openings. So fewer job postings that were happening.
That's good.
Here's also one of the highlights is that the payroll growth cooled. So we know that payrolls only grew by 75,000 in July, and that's about half of June's growth. So we're definitely seeing some indicators that could give the Fed a reason to cut that rate. Comment Powell if you think rates should be cut. We'd love to hear from you. Let's chop it up.
So I was going to say, I honestly have a free thought on what you were saying there, and I'm purely throwing this out as an idea. So based on what I know, you have the U.S. government and Walmart that are the largest single employers in America. But then you have small business that is the largest employer in America, right? Those are the single entities. And so when we're talking about inflation and liquidity and those types of things, by keeping interest rates high, you actually disrupt liquidity in a massive capacity. And so then now you take small business that again, the largest employer across America, when they have a lack of liquidity, this is going to hurt the job market. This is going to make it so, dang it, we got to give Joey and Sally and whomever extra jobs and stay an extra half hour and try to grit and grind rather than pulling on a new person that's going to hurt the job market, right? Like, so that's why, like, when I look at it through that lens, like, oh, well, it's because job market and this and that, we're going to keep things up. Well, we need to put liquidity back into the market for multiple reasons, not just borrowing capital, but because of increasing liquidity.
To make my Bitcoin rise, that's what I want for. Print that money. Also, I see Mark Zuckerberg right there. What is it? What's going on with Mark?
Well, Mark Zuckerberg released a video on how he believes that every person should have the AI superintelligence as an individual. And so he really thinks that that is going to transform the world.
I want to talk about our new effort, Meta Superintelligence Labs, and our vision to build personal superintelligence for everyone. AI keeps accelerating, and over the past few months, we've begun to see glimpses of AI systems improving themselves.
He wants to
put a chip in everyone's head, or
he
what?
wants to see it transfer from, hey, AI is going to replace work, to, hey, AI is now your individual inspiration point to live your best life. What does all that even mean?
What does that mean?
Well, patient 9 of the Neuralink, she was the first female to receive the Neuralink.
Well, in some more good news for society and for culture, a woman who has been paralyzed for 20 years has now been able to use a computer using just her mind. This is thanks to Elon Musk's Neuralink. Check it out.
Imagine the joy of connecting with your loved ones, browsing the web, or even playing games using only your thoughts. This is made possible by placing a small, cosmetically invisible implant in a part of your brain that plans movements.
They think it can slow down degenerative brain disorders like motor neuron disease because it can stimulate brain reactions and connectivity between neurons that was previously lost.
She's now creating doodles and drawing her name with her mind. It's really fascinating. When she was 16, she was in a car accident, and from that car accident, she lost all use of her arms and her legs. And so I think she's in her late 20s now, and she just had the Neuralink implant.
Can they upload ChatGPT into her head too? Is that possible?
She's like, she moves the cursor with her mind. I mean, it's absolutely fascinating. So far,
that is nuts, right? That's actually wild to comprehend.
Yes. Yeah, it's really cool. She wrote her name, and at first, I saw the doodle, and at first it was like, really terrible.
I've got to go watch this video.
It's like
it's gonna look like magic, right? You're gonna be like, wait, what?
Yeah, it's pretty fascinating. So when you talk about superintelligence being uploaded into your mind, it's happening on a smaller scale, not how we think it is.
What does that mean to you? What does that look like, right? It's because everybody's level of high-end intelligence, right? Is it doing something? Is it the mind doing something? Because, right, you can start making the argument that it's not actually an intangible reality, right? If you're talking about like an eternal, infinite intelligence.
It's fun, right? It's fun to think about. And where does this all lead? What do you think? We'd love to hear from you. Drop it in the comments. And as always, thanks for tuning in.